Back in September 2016, Sharon and I signed up for the Motorcycle Cannonball, and the race was from Atlantic City, New Jersey to San Diego, California, over a 15-day period. And everybody in the race was on pre-1916 motorcycles. Sharon and I rode two 1915 Harley-Davidson F11s. And we were doing pretty good the first day. We had some issues, but we both finished, got all our points first day. Second day started out a little rougher. Sharon's bike wasn't acting well. About maybe 4 hours, 5 hours into the day, Sharon's bike broke down for the final time of the day, meaning that we couldn't get it going again. And my bike was still running okay, so I continued on. Sharon said, just keep going, you got perfect score so far, keep going and I'll see you later on. And so I continued on the road. We were in Cumberland, Maryland, and about 1.5 miles, 2 miles further up the road, as I was winding through a wooded area, beautiful country road, beautiful day, came around a turn on a hill, and at the top of the hill, they had started resurfacing the road. The city realized that the race was coming through that section of the road that day, and basically they left after they had put all the gravel on the road. And they didn't put a sign saying that there was gravel there, slow down, or put a flasher, anything. There was no indication that that gravel was on the road. So as I came around the turn and I got into the gravel, I was looking ahead of me, and it was a turn to, like an S turn, to the left and then to the right, and then there was a stop sign, and then there was a busy road coming across it. I could see cars coming both directions on that road that I could have gone through if there was nobody coming, and probably kept my bike up. But I had to make a decision. Do I want to try to go through the intersection, take the chance of maybe getting hit by a car or hitting the side of a car, or maybe they'd see me coming, they'd stop, I have no idea. So I decided to lay the bike down, which would be basically, I just took the bike and I dove, I held onto the handlebars and I dove to the pavement, and I slid my bike on its side. And I was doing good, I had the right clothes on, thank God, that day. I had a company named Revit made these beautiful coats that had ballistic shoulders and elbows and all that. So I'm sliding under the bike on the gravel, and then there was a bump in the road, and what I think happened is when I went over the bump while I was sliding, it was enough to make my tires hit the ground and stick a little bit, which lifted me back up off the bike, off the ground, and threw me into the air. And all I remember is just jerking my head at the last second so I didn't land on my neck, and I hit my shoulder. The full impact landed on my right-hand shoulder. And I rolled a couple times, and I ended face up in the middle of the road, just short of that intersection that I was trying to keep out of. And my bike slid further past me and stopped short of the intersection as well. And so I lay there on this beautiful day looking up at the sky, and I knew I was hurt. I couldn't breathe, I had knocked the wind out of myself. I'm just looking up at the sky thinking, oh my God, what did I just do? Tried to get up, I couldn't move, my back was hurt. My feet and everything were tingly. I couldn't move my arm. About 30, 45 seconds later, these two guys pulled around in their pickup truck, and they came up next to me like, do you need help? And I was like, please call 911, I need an ambulance. And they were able to help me get my phone out of the inside pocket of my coat. And so I called Sharon, and Sharon said, oh my God, I just said, I need an accident. And she goes, where are you? I said, I'm just up the road, stay on the directions of the race. I'm just up the road, maybe 5 minutes or so. And she goes, okay, I'm on my way. And she hangs up the phone. And she was like, I wouldn't say hysterical, but she was very frantic. Seeing me laying there, she didn't know how injured I was. I had never broken bones that severely in my life before. And so just to see you're trying to move your muscles, and you're just like flopping around. It's a really bizarre feeling, When the ambulance came, it was the Flintstones. The Flintstones was the name on the ambulance. Like, oh great, I'm gonna have to help, pedal us to the hospital. I think I made the right decision to this day, because I think if I stayed up and I try to go through that intersection, I could have got hit by a car, which would have been way worse, or hit the side of a car. So I think I made the right decision. They scanned, they gave me a whole body scan and everything like that, and they told me that I had, severely broken my shoulder, and that was in pieces. I mean, the x-rays are bizarre to see because you can see chunks of bone in my muscles and places like that, and just looks like confetti smashing around in there. And then I found out after they did all the x-rays and went in, I had cut my main bicep 75% of the way through. I had severed all the rotator cuff attachments off the top of my shoulder. I had obliterated the humerus into pieces, lost the whole head of it and everything, and just had some severe bruising. I sat in the hospital for 5 days until they figured out exactly what they were going to do. They decided to put in an implant, and they were waiting the 5 days for hopefully some of the swelling to go down before they put it in. The implant that they put in really hasn't worked correctly since it was done. So what's been happening over the last 4 years is that titanium ball has worn that entire joint out flat. I've been struggling with pain every day painting. At the beginning, I didn't think I'd ever paint again. It took me about 10 months to really start being able to write my name again, which was freaking scary for me. I mean, because as an artist, this is all I've known, and for me to think about not painting again would be such a huge lifestyle change for me. I don't know what I would do. I don't know, I get so much joy out of painting, and to think that there's a possibility that I wouldn't be able to ever paint again is something I just don't want to accept. So now, here it is 4 years later, and December 11th, I have another surgery scheduled, and it scares the hell out of me. And they say there's no guarantees. And the reason I'm doing it is because I just don't want to be in pain anymore. I want to be able to use my arm and shoulder in a normal way without pain, because I get into work and some days I paint for an hour and a half and my arm is so tight and the muscles are so tight because my deltoid is fighting to hold my arm up that I can't paint anymore. I don't know. Biggest fear is not being able to use, have a chicken wing hanging here. It's I see, like, when I point or go to shake somebody's hand, I have these weird movements, and I just want to have a functioning right arm.